Namaskaram. Let us finish off the last bit of Yavakrita's story. We had gone through several tragedies. The death of Yavakrita by the demon created by Raibhya, and the death of Yavakrita's father Bharadwaja, who after cremating Yavakrita, he himself entered the funeral pyre, thinking that there was no point in his continuing with life when his son is no more. And the father and son perished. And on the other side, Raibhya was accidentally killed by Paravasu, mistaking him to be a deer because he had covered himself with a deer skin early in the morning. And that was the situation. And then another tragedy was that it was Paravasu who had killed Raibhya, and he asked Arvavasu to perform the remedy for Brahmahatya on his behalf, and he promised to continue with the satra of Raibhya's disciple. And Arvavasu, in good sense, he accepted that offer, and he went and performed the remedy for Brahmahatya on behalf of Paravasu, and he was returning. And then Arvavasu asked the gatekeepers where the satra was being performed that, look, that man who is coming, he has committed a Brahmahatya, don't let him in. It was a shock for Arvavasu. He, in good, honor, he had gone to perform the ritual on behalf of his brother, younger brother. But now it was turned against him, and gatekeepers didn't let him in. Arvavasu tried to protest and tried to defend himself, saying, no, it is not I who has done Brahmahatya, but the gatekeepers wouldn't listen. So Arvavasu got dejected. It was so far that we had gone through. Arvavasu went to the forest and he got dejected, went into the forest and did deep meditation, tapasya. He wanted all these tragedies to be undone. And after long penance, Indra appeared, and Arvavasu, what boon you want? Indra asked Arvavasu. He said, first of all, my father, who was accidentally killed by Arvavasu, must be restored in life. And Indra agreed. And he said, Yavakrita, who was killed by the demon, and his father, who committed suicide, both their lives must be restored. Indra agreed to that also. And Arvavasu also said that Raibhya should forget that he was killed by his brother, that memory should be gone from him. Indra agreed to that also. And he also asked for a favor that the Vedic hymn which was which was revealed to Bharadwaja should get popularity. Indra conceded to that request also, and he disappeared. And that is that Vedic hymn is, as per Mahabharata, is known as Surya Sukta or Sauram. There is a hymn in Rigveda by that name. It's fairly big, fairly long, but that is not known now by Rishi Bharadwaja. We don't know why. So that is the end of Yavakrita's story. And we get back to the Pandavas. They were on a pilgrimage to the Himalayas looking for Arjuna. Their contention was that they would be able to meet Arjuna on their journey up the Himalaya mountain. That is where I had mentioned once that from the Mahabharata stories it appears that heaven is on top of the Himalayas. The gods live there. Heaven is there and all that. And there is mention about those contexts in the Himalaya, even from now onwards. Arjuna had gone to heaven, to Indra. But here it says that they hope to meet Arjuna on the Himalayas. So the two, it is possible, are the same. And when they reached, before they started the climb on up the Kailasa mountain, Lomasha asked the Pandavas to meditate on the Himalaya so that they are purified of any sin they have, and so that their journey will be easy. And Yudhishthira said, it will be too much for us to take Draupadi on our journey. This is a very difficult climb. So let Draupadi remain behind, and Bhima, you be with her to take care of her. But then Bhima said, look, Draupadi will be very eager to meet Arjuna. So let her come. I shall take care of her. If she, at any point, she finds it difficult to climb, I shall carry her. And Yudhishthira yielded. And they all, the four Pandavas and Draupadi and Lomasha, and with their followers, they started. And then they reached the Gandhamadana mountain, which must be a peak in the Himalayas. And they wanted to go up that. There, it was there that they saw the big skeletal heap of Narakasura, and next to that of Varaha Murti. I think we mentioned this, and we also briefly mentioned the story of these two stories. Narakasura's story will come in detail later on. I hope. Definitely it is there in Bhagavatam, and if it doesn't come in Mahabharatam, we may go into that later. And Varaha story definitely has come in Bhagavatam, and we mentioned the way it is described in Mahabharatam. We mentioned that Bhumi going down 100 yojanas, and Vishnu appearing as Varaha and lifting it up. I think I mentioned that. And then they encountered a big tempest followed by heavy rain, and it was a difficult climb when there was strong wind blowing and heavy rain, and Draupadi soon got exhausted. And at that point, Bhima thought of Ghatotkacha, his son. We have definitely mentioned how Ghatotkacha was born in Hidimbi to Bhima. As soon as they entered the forest in their first Vanavasa, the Hidimba sent Hidimbi to kill Pandavas, and Bhima fell in love with Hidimbi, and Hidimbi didn't do anything to Bhima. And when Hidimba came in search, Bhima fought with Hidimba, killed him, and had an affair with Hidimbi, and Ghatotkacha was born, and he left Bhima saying that he would come whenever Bhima thought of him. So he came with his followers, and he carried Ghatotkacha carried Draupadi, and his followers carried the Pandavas. In this, I think before they just started the ascent in Gandhamadana, there was one king by name, Subahu, by name Subahu, who was the king of the Pulindas. Pulindas are a tribe living on the Himalayas, and he received the Pandavas, and when they continued their journey, they left the followers and Draupadi's ornaments with Subahu, and they continued with their journey. They came to the Badari Ashramam, where it is said that Nara and Narayana. Nara was the Rishi who was born as Arjuna, and Narayana was the Rishi who was Vishnu's avatar. Nara and Narayana spent several years, thousands of years in Badari in deep meditation, and they came to Badari. And the sages there received the Pandavas and offered them their hospitality. And then when they were on the Gandhamadana mountain, a sweet smell came to Draupadi's nostrils, and soon a flower fell on her hands. It was a lotus-like flower, and its smell was nothing like what anyone had encountered on earth. And Draupadi was enamored by it. She wanted to give that to Yudhishthira, but wanted more of those flowers to carry home. And she requested Bhima to search for more of these flowers. They were known by Sowgandhikam flowers, and there is a famous story, Kalyana Sowgandhikam, which is a very, very famous theme in Otam Tullal, one of the ancient art forms. So our time is up. I stop here. Namaskaram. We'll continue next day.